Hello students, I am Dr. गरिमा सिहाग, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर ऑफ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। ई वीडियो लेक्चर सीरीज़ में आप सभी का वेलकम है। आज जो हमारा टॉपिक है वो है प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस, पीएमओ। जिस प्रकार केंद्र में पीएमओ होता है और जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट है राज्य स्तर पे सीएमओ होता है। सो बेसिकली प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस इज़ द सेक्रेटेरिएट ऑफ द प्राइम मिनिस्टर। मीन्स टू से Prime Minister Office that come into existence in June 1977, and it is basically work as a assistance for the help of Prime Minister. PM को उसके कार्य को करने के लिए जो असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करता है, हेल्प प्रोवाइड करता है, वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस होता है, यानी कि प्रधानमंत्री का सचिवालय, पीएम सेक्रेटेरिएट। सो बेसिकली 15 अगस्त 1947 में प्राइम मिनिस्टर सेक्रेटेरिएट केम इनटू बीइंग व्हेन इंडिया गेन इंडिपेंडेंस। सिंस जून 1977 it is known as Prime Minister Office, PMO, and it is headed by Principal Secretary. PM took all over the functions which the Governor General prior to independence performed as the executive head of the government. The Secretariat was created with the immediate purpose of taking over the functions performed till then by the Secretary to the Governor General. So, प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो सेक्रेटेरिएट है जो 15 अगस्त 1947 में एग्जिस्टेंस में आया, उसे जून 1977 में प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस यानी पीएमओ नाम से नॉन किया गया, जाना जाने लगा। And it is headed by the secretary who is designated as the principal secretary, यानी PS to the PM. PMO is an extra constitutional body, यानी संविधानेतर निकाय है। सब एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडीज कौन सी होती है? जिनका जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है उसमें मेंशन नहीं होता, उन्हें एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडीज कहा जाता है। So PMO is not exclusively mentioned in the Constitution. So PMO is an extra constitutional body. Most of the authority of the PMO has emanated from its informal influence by virtue of its proximity to the PM. However, it was given the status of a department under the Government of India. एलोकेशन ऑफ बिजनेस रूल 1961, यानी कि पीएमओ जो है उसका जो स्टेटस है ये एक एक्स्ट्रा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी है, यानी कि जिसका कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कोई मेंशन नहीं है, बट इट हैज़ गिवन द स्टेटस ऑफ अ डिपार्टमेंट। एक विभाग का दर्जा, भारत सरकार में एक विभाग का दर्जा पीएमओ को प्राप्त है। It's a basic introduction of our topic, Prime Minister Office. The office of the PM began on an innocuous note during the tenure of the first PM, Jawaharlal Nehru. The Secretariat then was essentially a group of bureaucrats who provide assistance to him. At the same time, at the time of Lal Bahadur Shastri, this office got a tremendous boost. Means to say, Prime Minister Office, its influence, its existence, its importance varies from the personality of the Prime Minister in our country. So, at the time of Jawaharlal Nehru, it is only a simple office which give assistance to the working for it, which gives assistance to the PM. But at the time of लाल बहादुर शास्त्री it got a tremendous boost. इसके जो अस्तित्व में प्रभाव में काफ़ी महत्व इसका बढ़ा। At the same time, at the time of Mrs. Gandhi, this PM Secretariat became all powerful and saw a steady decline in the office of Cabinet Secretary. यानी जो कैबिनेट सेक्रेटरी का जो ऑफिस है उसमें हमने स्टडी डिक्लाइन देखा, और जो पीएम सेक्रेटेरिएट है वो एक बिकमिंग पावरफुल एंड पावरफुल। So, during the Rajiv Gandhi tenure, after Indira Gandhi, the Rajiv Gandhi tenure, this office grew further in importance. So, the status and influence of the PMO is also depend on the working and personality of the concerned Prime Minister. So it is basically a simple introduction of the PMO office. Now we will discuss the composition. What is the composition of the PMO? PMO is headed by a principal secretary. यानी जो PS होता है वो इसका हेड होता है. PMO is headed by what? By whom? Principal secretary, who has always been a senior civil servant or a retired bureaucrat. Generally, he belongs to Indian Administrative Service, Foreign Service. After him, the hierarchy below him is flexible, and the size and composition of the department varies. The pattern generally, if I say generally, the pattern follow in the PMO is at the top level, principal secretary. PMO is headed by the principal secretary. After him, a secretary, additional secretaries, and joint secretaries are coming according to the changing needs and increasing work pressure. So, you have to keep in your mind that PS, after him secretary, additional secretaries, and joint secretary. It's a simple and flexible hierarchy level of PMO. So it is basically a composition of the PMO. Now, I want to mention that principal secretary, national security advisor, security media advisor, additional secretary to PM, joint secretary to PM, private secretaries to PM, OSD to PM, directors, deputy secretaries, deputy director, under secretary, public, under secretary, administration. This is a simple hierarchy level, and it varies according to the need and requirement of the concerned Prime Minister. Now, I will discuss the role and functions of the PMO. So, jurisdiction of the PMO extend to all the subjects and activity as are not specifically allotted to any individual department. अगर देखा जाए तो वो सभी विषय, all subjects and activities that are not specifically allotted to an individual department, that comes under the jurisdiction of PMO. The bureaucrat manning the PMO should ideally be backbone boys, but sometimes the PMO behave like the PM it himself. So, however, depends on the will and the style of the Prime Minister. It is basically a will and style of the Prime Minister. So, prime responsibility of the PMO is what? PMO is to help the PM in dealing with all the references under the rules of business come to him. This is the prime responsibility of the PMO. जो भी PM जो है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर जो है, अंडर द रूल ऑफ बिजनेस जो भी कार्य आते हैं उन सभी कार्यों को पूरा करना PMO का, प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफिस का, प्राइम मिनिस्टर सेक्रेटेरिएट का ये दायित्व होता है. सो PMO helps the PM in the discharge of its overall responsibility as the head of the government. Head of the government कौन होता है? PM. और whatever the activities, whatever the responsibilities belongs to the PM, PMO helps the PM in discharge of all his overall activities and responsibilities. This includes giving guidance to the PM in framing new policies, monitoring them, and helping them in the task of work coordination. If I say in official language, it is the assembling ideas, collection of relevant inputs from diverse sources, formulation of issues, working out alternative regarding matters coming up to the PM for decision. So, the prime responsibility of the PMO is to help the PM in dealing with all the references under which the rule of business came to him. Besides it, the PMO also helps the PM in preparing answer to parliamentary question, because PM is the head of the government. So, it is the responsibility of the PM to answer every question. So preparing answer to parliamentary questions, handles the correspondence of the PM, prepare the draft of important speeches and declaration of the PM. PMO helps in all these functions. Due to its proximity to the PM, it plays an influential role regarding the cabinet also. Its importance increases because the PM is the coordinator of the cabinet and it plays the influential role regarding the cabinet also. After it, there is a word that is group of ministers. Technically, a group of ministers belongs to certain type of ministers or confidant or advisors or friends. This GOM is basically constituted for managing some specific issues and helps the government in resolution of those issues. So technically GOM, they are set up by the cabinet. Ideally, they should function at the behest of the cabinet only. So GOM, they take their orders from the PMO, which the result that they feel more accountable to the PMO rather than cabinet. Besides GOM, two other bodies have developed within the PMO. These are Strategic Management Group and PM Economic Advisory Committee. These are also helpful in the monitoring and progress of various ministries, interference with their working and issues order much to the charging of ministries and secretaries. So, PMO is becoming a fulcrum of economic activities. PMO takes the monthly progress and ensure completion of these projects as per schedule. This gives the PMO a free hand to intervene in almost all affairs of ministers. So basically these we have discussed the functions and role of the PMO. So basically the first function is to help the PM in dealing with all the references under which the rules of business come to him. PMO helps in preparing answer to parliamentary questions, handle the correspondence to the PM and prepare the draft of important speeches, declaration of the PM. It plays an influential role regarding the cabinet also, and GOM and other groups which are helpful in making the governance easy. They take the orders from the PMO, and PMO is also a fulcrum, is also a very important agency in economic activities. So PMO enjoys a free hand to intervene in the affairs of almost all ministries. So PMO is basically a very, very important agency body which helps the PM in assistance, which helps the PM in functioning all the responsibilities as the head of the government. Now I will discuss some of the recent development. So Prime Minister office in India has been transforming itself according to vision, philosophy, priorities, interest and administrative style of the individual ministers. As I discussed earlier that this is the vision, philosophy, priority and interest of the individual Prime Minister. It is the personality of the individual Prime Ministers. Whatever they want, some changes or development in the PMO. So I will come in the conclusion that rise of PMO in India has been in consonance with the worldwide trends wherein the chief executive are strengthening their personal organizational system in order to enhance their policy intervention and decisional competence. So rise of PMO is basically, it's a worldwide trend, and this agency helps the executive, helps the PM in strengthening their personal organizational system to enhance their policy intervention and decisional competence. क्षमता को बढ़ाने का कार्य करता है PMO. PM की जो क्षमता है पॉलिसी इंटरवेंशन की हो, डिसीजनल कॉम्पिटेंस की हो, निर्णय लेने की क्षमता हो, उन सभी में असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करता है, हेल्प करता है PMO. इसी के साथ PMO has been growing in its size, importance and impact. PMO ने हमने जैसे डिस्कस किया, पीएमओ को 1947 में प्रधानमंत्री का सचिवालय यानी पीएम सेक्रेटेरिएट के नाम से जाना जाता था, और 1977 में 1977 में पीएमओ को विभाग का दर्जा दिया गया और इसका जो नाम है वो प्रधानमंत्री सचिवालय यानी पीएम सेक्रेटेरिएट से इसका नाम पीएमओ प्रधानमंत्री ऑफिस कर दिया गया, पीएम ऑफिस कर दिया गया. तो इट हैज़ बिन ग्रोइंग इन इट्स साइज, इम्पॉर्टेंस एंड इम्पैक्ट in different periods. So PMO has been substantially expanded in structure and become stronger in influence. For example, in the time of Indira Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi, PM becomes so influential that it has, or certain observers termed it as instrument of presidentialist prime minister. कुछ लोगों ने PMO को अध्यक्षात्मक प्रधानमंत्री जो व्यवस्था है उस वर्ड से इसको कहना शुरू किया. इन इंस्ट्रूमेंट ऑफ प्रेसिडेंशियलिस्ट प्राइम मिनिस्टर वर्ड को भी मेंशन किया, यानी कि पीएमओ अपने आप में कितना इम्पोर्टेंट हो गया था इंदिरा गांधी और राजीव गांधी के समय. द इनफॉर्मल इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ द पीएमओ बिकम मोर टेंजिबल विज़ द फॉर्मल अथॉरिटी ऑफ द रेस्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. जो इनफॉर्मल इन्फ्लुएंस है, इनडायरेक्ट जो इन्फ्लुएंस है, क्योंकि पीएमओ का इन्फ्लुएंस सभी मिनिस्ट्रीज पर रहता है, तो जो इसका जो टेंजिबल जो यानी कि जो रियलिस्टिक जो है इन्फ्लुएंशियल जो डायरेक्ट जो इसका है फॉर्मल अथॉरिटी पर वो दिखाई देता है. सो पीएमओ बिकम मोर टेंजिबल इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फॉर्मल अथॉरिटी ऑफ द रेस्ट ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. नेक्स्ट कंक्लूजन इज दैट PMO has emerged noticeably in the prevalence of expert power, because in PMO special knowledge and expertise are invited to give their some recommendations. Renowned experts in the field of economics, science, technology, industries are inducted into the office of Prime Minister. So basically this expert power of the PMO, it helps in the emergence of this important office. Several experts now form the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, another specialized body that acts as the brain trusts of the PMO. Just because it tenders the advice to the PMO on revamping economic, social and scientific policy. So several experts now form the Prime Minister Economic Advisory Council and other specialized bodies that act as a brain struts of the PMO and helps the PM in giving the important expert advice. The inputs from the National Advisory Council, this National Advisory Council basically works more influential in the time of Sonia Gandhi. So at that time a problem arises only when the recommendations of the NAC are not found in conformity with the government view. But it's not a problem because this creates a creative stress, and creative stress is helpful in making policies more and more better. PMO provide administrative assistance to the Prime Minister. This is the main thing. PMO helps the Prime Minister in keeping a continuous watch on the stress and strain in the international relations, defense, preparedness, internal security. In last but not the least, in federal polity, PM continuous linkage with the state governor and close interaction with the chief minister is of crucial significance. Occasionally, interstate conflicts and disputes are formally resolved through the interstate council. But this body doesn't meet regularly, so informal role of the PMO in nurturing the congenial federalism assume more importance. Prime Minister office play a political role by keeping the line of communication open between the Prime Minister and the heads of the political parties, MPs, important politicians, media, etc. So basically I have discussed lots of points in the conclusion, so you have to mention only 4 to 5 points, and this is the crux or essence of the chapter that I discussed at PMO, how PMO evolve, what is the composition of the PMO, what are the functions of the PMO, and what is the conclusion of the PMO. If there is any query, please ask me in the WhatsApp group. Thank you.